Naruto 570. Thank goodness. This is a very good chapter after last week's mediocre. Okay, getting past last week. Okay, lots, excuse me, lots of good stuff this week. As you've spoilers, of course. This is a discussion. If you haven't read it, please go read it first and then come back, please. Uh, lots of okay, where to start? I mean, I almost want to start at the ending. The ending's so awesome on this. But anyway, okay, there are some questions in here. Uh, of course, Narato interacting with the Four Tails and the whole winning over the the. It's tempting to say he's winning over the trust of the tailed beasts, right? But that's only part of it. He's showing that he's worthy. He's a powerful, worthy individual, worthy of their respect and to utilize their abilities. Okay, the first big question is Naruto and the fist bump with the Four Tails. Okay, that's a kind of a question. It's like he says, okay, the Four Tails is like something you'll like. It'll help you out too. So there's something in the fist bump that's going to help out Naruto. What is it? Did he? And of course, a lot of people going through the reviews. Did he give him some of his chakra? Did he do this? Did he? What happened? And so that's a question. What did just happen right there? Maybe something. There was some kind of something. I don't. Like I say, whatever happened, and then of course he gets the Four Tails gets sucked back into that statue, and the body seems to be left of the Four Tails, the actual human uh, resurrected Jin Cherokee or whatever. So I guess that was he pulled it out and it chained because that was chaining the Four Tails to the actual deceased body of the Jin Cherokee, the last host. So he broke it, and now we have the body there. I don't know if that's going to be important later or something. I mean, maybe he gets resurrected. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that could even be another element that comes up. Now you have the body of that host. Is that going to be something that is played out later too? A whole lot of stuff, and of course Toby being arrogant. Toby doesn't. This is another thing. It's starting to kind of get me. Toby's seeming. I mean, as far as Madara is definitely. I mean, the personality differences that the writer is showing between Toby and Madara are pretty stark. I mean, Madara's arrogance is on a whole different. It's like on a whole different. It's like his levels way above Toby, as arrogant as Toby is, and it's kind of in a different, more intense way, at least in my opinion. But Toby seems but then again, Toby's like a puppet master in reality, not just with the Jinchuriki. He seems to be. He has his own game plan that he seems to be pushing forward, and that's. I don't know. I mean, he keeps pushing Naruto. I'm almost to the point to where, I mean, of course, a smart author, I would assume would leave a lot of possible maneuvering and things that he could do later, but I don't know. I mean, this Toby just gets even more. I mean, if you thought he was mysterious before, which he was, he's getting even more. I'm not sure. I mean, you're almost. It's like Itachi. I mean, you're not sure at points who's the good guys and who's the bad guys. You're kind of. I don't know. I don't know how this thing's going to play out. But anyway, back to the tailed beasts. Like, there's a ton of cool stuff, and of course, the remaining tailed beasts go ahead and they go into their full tailed beast forms, and the whole thing here is. I wish like a few of the things that were in this chapter could have been in the last. I didn't realize I'm complaining again about the last chapter, but a couple of things that would have made that a much better chapter. This one's just full of a lot of really good stuff, and then just the relationship with Kurama, the Nine Tails, and Naruto is just, I don't know. It's awesome actually, and it makes, like I say, it makes sense when you think that he's actually gained. He's through from childhood all this way. You know, the tailed fox has actually seen, you know, the real person he is all the way through, and he's like, okay, now you're. It's like, okay, I know you're a good guy and you've suffered and you can have some compassion, but it also now you're worthy of the power of a tailed beast, you know, their to share their power or whatever. And then of course when the when the when the Nine Tails does go ahead and say, okay, you know, let's let's fist bump, you know, let's go ahead and meld chakra, you know, freely. You know, it's kind of the whole thing about Narato saying, hey, you know what? Oh, and this is one of my favorite things, you know, when he's like, I mean, you can tell the Nine Tails is like, hey, I'm kind of uncomfortable. It's getting a little, it's a little too friendly, you know. I mean, you're a little too nice here, and it's not sure I can, you know, I can deal with this. So it is funny, and then, I mean, a good character development here. But anyway, okay. The whole thing about one of the things that really got me in this chapter was the whole thing. Narato was like, you know what? I'm thinking you as another member, you know, of the Leaf, you know, village, you know, a teammate, you know, an actual teammate, as opposed to just this whole, you know, Jinchuriki tail beast thing. I mean, I thought that was, you know, you aren't a monster fox anymore. You were one of my teammates from the Leaf Village. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty intense, right there. So, I mean, look how far we've come from this thing. It's just a monster that comes out and destroys villages and stuff, to actually being a, you know, a character, you know, in here. Well, if anybody wanted to know who's replaced Sasuke as the fourth member, right, on Team Kakashi, it's Kuruma here. It's the Nine Tails, actually. Who thought that one? Who out there thought that the Nine Tails would be the the new, you know, Team 4 teammate here? So anyway, and then for me, the last panel, okay, or the last two panels, really, I mean, actually, yeah, the last panel to me makes the entire chapter awesome. I mean, who thought that in this chapter, when they began reading it, at the last chapter, you would see the gate, you know, holding in the Nine Tails, right? Narato opening it. And we already know that there isn't, I'm sure there are ways to get it closed, but, you know, his father, who sealed up, blessed him, hey, I've got enough chakra to do it one time, and that's it. So this is it. But it looks like this is going to end pretty well, but who knows? So now you have people that have been waiting for the relationship, you know, to get to the point. Well, here we go. So next chapter already, and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Now, how good was this chapter? This one is, when I finished reading it, I wanted to read it again. Now that tells me that's a really, really good chapter. And not complaining anymore about last week, or not too much, but last week when I read it, I looked at a couple of things over again, and then that was it. I was really like, you know, I'm done with this chapter. I'm just ready to move on. This one I reread it a few times, and I'll probably look at it a couple more times, because it's really a lot of fun. Okay, anyhow, I'm trying to cut down on the time of it. I enjoy talking about it, but it's better to go ahead and stay a little bit focused here, and, like I say, cut down the time, or not, who knows. So anyway, that's a question. One of the questions, of course, in the beginning is, what is the fist bump with the Four Tails? What did he give Naruto that's going to help him later? What is that? I really don't know. My guess, my prediction would be, if forced to, you know, say, okay, you have to, you know, give a prediction on this, is really to go and say that it's a amount of his chakra, okay, that it can be used in some manner. And this was something freely given from a tailed beast too. So this, even though maybe it's not a massive amount of chakra, this could be something to even say to communicate with him on a level. Say that the communication that he has with the Nine Tails, it could be that he's been given enough chakra so that he can actually communicate with the Four Tails. Maybe not enough power to open up and do some other things, but just simply a matter that he can get information from him or something. That would be my prediction. That seems plausible, but of course, whatever. Kishi, it's his thing, whatever he writes with it. That would be my prediction on that. And what do you think that was? It could be, and actually whatever you say, maybe even be more correct. Okay, and then of course, at the end, how is this next chapter going to go? Is he going to go into full? It looks like he's going to go into full QB mode, right? He's just going to, Nine Tails mode, because the other tailed beasts are in their full modes. So this would be, us seeing him full Nine Tails and in cooperation control, however you want to look at that. So that would be incredible. See, a lot of this is, well, I mean, we've been waiting for a lot of this stuff for a long time, and then here we are, and finally. And this is good. This is why people read Naruto. This is why it's enjoyable. This is why it's so popular, is because we finally get some actual developments or character developments that actually make sense. I mean, they make sense to me. Anyhow, like I said, I'm trying to cut down on the time of these videos, and I'm not doing a very good time, am I? Okay, anyway, let's go ahead, and there's still a lot of other things. There's a lot of other stuff to talk about. Also, another thing is, I'm just going to try to get a few questions here, and then we'll go, I promise we're going to wrap up, is Toby going to escape? Because this battle is definitely, it's heating up, and there's gonna be some kind of conclusion. Is Toby gonna get taken down, or are we actually gonna find? That'd be another thing too. We may find out who Toby is a whole lot faster than we thought. That may be coming down the road pretty quick. Okay, because evidently instead of going to stage 1, 2, 3, we are in the full tailed beast mode for everybody. So whatever's going to happen, it looks like it's going to happen. And maybe there's going to be a chapter to set it up, but it looks like it's going to be happening. We're going to get some conclusions of something pretty quick. That's what it looks like. And and the way everything's been going, considering this battle is getting more and more intense, I don't see us going to a different, battlefield or whatever. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think that we're going to keep sticking with this, and it's going to play out. Oh man, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and close this up, because there's always going to be more stuff. There's definitely tons and tons of stuff in here. Okay, there's some questions in there. If you feel like making comments, that would be great. I love it when people give a thumbs up. It's a lot of encouragement. I like to make the videos. I don't really make them for the thumbs up, but that's really nice if you do it. Subscribe if you want. You can always subscribe and unsubscribe and subscribe, and however you have the freedom to do whatever you want. Okay, from one Naruto fan to the others, enjoy. We should have another. I think we're back into it. We had one mediocre, and maybe we'll have hopefully another 6 to 9 months of awesome chapters in a row, which seems to be about normal now. And that is it. Please give it a thumbs up and take care.